Hi you guys, and welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I'm the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and we're going to try to speed through this as fast as possible because I'm now about 2 hours late on trying to get this filmed. I took Benadryl earlier because my allergies are going a little crazy, so if I seem a little drunk or weird on top of my normal, that's probably what's going on. We are in pollen season already. My nose is completely stuffed up. My eyes are watery and feel like they're completely swollen shut and have little pebbles in them. Yay! So, I'm already getting distracted. I feel like Beth is always laughing, going, "Ooh, squirrel." Beth, Heaven's Peacemaker, go check her channel out. Links will be down below. But I'm totally having a, ooh, squirrel kind of day. I hit the ground running at 7 o'clock this morning and haven't stopped yet. And right now I'm trying to rush through my last couple things that I wanted to do before I leave tonight, so I have time to maybe eat before I leave tonight. Today is Thursday, so it's my busy day anyway. It's a prayer shawl Thursday. I had Bible study this morning. I have my painters here today, hopefully finishing everything up. I tried to sit down and film this over the course of an hour. My video was 20 minutes, but I had so many interruptions. I was like, okay, I'm just going to stop and start over. I have forgotten things. There are things that aren't with me for various reasons. But we're gonna get a crack-a-lackin' on. First off, I want to thank Miss Carla over at Crochet CJ. Make sure I hold this up without your address showing on it, or mine. I got a wonderful present from her. I won her giveaway. So I got 3 balls of this Universal Classic Shades Metallic. And this is an acrylic wool blend, size 4. I'm going to wait to use it because I think it'd make a really cute messy bun hat and cowl. But I'm going to wait and hold on to it until I know when I cut my hair off. Because I want to be able to actually wear it the first year I have it. And if my hair's up to here, then yeah. I'm getting close. My hair is ridiculously long. It's about 4 inches above my waist right now. And the goal is to get it just below my waist before I cut it off. So we're getting there. It's weight-wise to the point most of the time I can't clip it on the back of my head anymore or on the very top of my head like I normally do because the weight is too much. So I've been braiding it a lot recently and wearing it in, use y'all as my mirror there, using braiding it long or doing it in braided pigtails, or I think last Tuesday when I was on Carla's Zoom chat I had it braided over to the side. It's just too heavy. It gives me headaches. This is why my hair has never gotten this long before. I don't normally grow my hair out long. It normally gets to here and I cut it off. So, but it's about there. The goal was to get it to my waist. I want to have enough for my stylist to really work with after we cut it off and donate it. So, and then I get lavender highlights, which I'm sure most of the people in my hyper-conservative world are really gonna love. So, next thing, another sparklies. This one, I've never used this yarn before. I've never even seen it. And based on the sticker, I'd say she probably got it at Tuesday Morning, which is also, until recently, the only place I ever found Universal yarns was at Tuesday Morning. My Tuesday Morning does not carry much yarn anymore. It used to be awesome, and now it's kind of sad. It's now, but if you're a scrapbooker, scrapbook stuff galore. And they carry a lot of the last season's Authentique line, which I just am in love with. Anyway, This is a polyamide acrylic wool blend with glitter. There we go. It's so cool because that glitter thread literally looks like, instead of being twisted in, it looks like it's been sewn in with a running stitch. Intermittently, it's... Anyway. It feels like Pippin's feet, by the way. I joke Pippin has cotton puff feet. It feels like Pippin's feet. And then we've got some Peyton's Peak, which hilariously, I pulled a pattern the other day for bulky weight, and I was like, oh, I can use the Peytons I got at Christmas. I only had 3 balls of it. And I think it's this is the same colorway as what I already have. So that means I can put this together. And if it's not, is similar enough, I can alternate the two and blend them together to get a little extra yardage. I'm excited. Carla had no clue. None whatsoever. And then finally, we have some of the cutest stitch markers on earth. They're all, I've got smoothies and burgers and watermelons and coffee with cream, donuts, popcorn, french fries, and I'm going to call it hot tea since I already have a coffee down here. They are so cute, Carla, and thank you so much. I'm going to have so much fun with these. We're going to come back to stitch markers because last night I sat down and actually made some. I don't know how I'm going to get my bead box put up, but because it was in that corner and it's really heavy. I barely got it out. So next we're going to finished objects. 7 minutes. Got to keep an eye on the time. So I made another scrap basket. This one is in pink, cream, and black. I'm going to do another one that is in like aqua, teal blue, cream, and black because this reminded me so much of All Sorts Licorice. I kind of want a blue one to go with it. This one does fold very nicely for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. Look at the basket. I finished another Delaney hat, which is the one with the little spirals that came off the top, but I left it downstairs. I was actually looking at my finish things for this. The red line is where I did my last podcast, so these are all the things I haven't talked about yet. I took one out of the basket thinking I'd talked about it last week and I erroneously put it in there, but nope, it belonged in there. But it was another one that was done in the Premier Go Team in the Blue Friday color, which is the Seahawks, lime green, navy blue. So there's that. I made some dryer balls out of some of my leftover wool that I found while cleaning out my stash. Thanks for that, Carla. I'm still not sure what you said. But at least I have a clean stash now. I can find all my Malbrigo. It's all in one place now. I did 5 dishcloths total. And I'll have a video at the very end of this tagged on. I'm actually going to have 2 videos tagged on the end. One is Pippin and one is the dishcloths. I filmed that as I was running out the door this morning because I took my entire basket of dishcloths and distributed them at Bible study. I was like, I'm not going home with any dishcloths in my basket. Take them all. I don't care if you take 3 of them. This needs to be empty before I can go home. So, no more dishcloths. We're done with dishcloths right now. Not done making them, but I don't have a huge pile sitting somewhere. So the video for that will be attached at the end. The 5th one I made was a Harris dishcloth, which is what the big brown one at the end. I made the small version of that. I gave it to the guy sitting beside me at the Jiffy Lube when I was getting my oil change last Friday. He was talking about how much he loved his grandmother's stuff and didn't appreciate it when she was still with him and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, have a dishcloth. You showed an interest and seemed to enjoy it. Here, have a dishcloth. And he was super excited. He told his girlfriend as he was walking out that the lady sitting beside him at the oil change place gave him a dishcloth, and she's like, what? And he's like, no, 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 no. She was sitting there knitting, and she made it, and she gave it to me. And she goes, aw. So you get to hear that conversation. That was hilarious. But he left super excited to have gotten a dishcloth. So every dishcloth I've made in 2019 has been rehomed. They're gone. They're out of my house. So time to refill my basket. So I'll start some new ones over the course of this month. So that takes me to my jelly bean hats. This is Gina's sideways hat. You can see I messed up my wraps and turns there. Gina's sideways hat. It's worked flat in short rows and then use a provisional cast on and then Kitchener. I've never done a garter stitch Kitchener before, so that was fun. And then this one is the Hill 60 hat, I believe. And I've actually got another one in this colorway started of the sideways hat because I just, come on, both of them are cute knitted up and they just scream kids hat, but this one's better. This one totally is better. This is, I keep telling everybody, it's ancient Red Heart Multi in Pinata. So if you have some Pinata in your stash, make some kid hats. But it is ancient. I've had this probably for 5 years, and it was probably about 2 or 3 years old at the time. I do have a skein of blacklight, and once I'm done with all the stuff I have downstairs, I'm constantly doing things with my hands like that. Even if they're off screen, you don't realize it most of the time. I can't blame that on the Benadryl today. But yeah, I have a bunch of stuff that's already set aside for Delaney hats and sideways hats. So when I'm done with what's downstairs already in one of the Raskog carts, the top tier is full of skeins for kids' hats. I'll try the black light because I think this hat in particular would be stunning in the black light. But I really like the way the ribbing on this worked out. I'm working on this in one of the Universal Go Teams. This hat, just because of the yarn takes over and it detracts from the way the decreasing is done. For the kid size, they do a more rapid decrease, so it's not as prominent as it is on the adult size. But you've got this beautiful basic ribbing. Hold on a second, that's my husband. So before, it took me over an hour to film 20 minutes, and I'm still getting interrupted every 15 seconds. So anyway, that was just him saying he's on his way home, which means I have to work even faster to like try to be done because I still need to make dinner, which I thought I was going to have done by now, but I don't. I wonder if he'd be horribly offended if I gave him some leftover. I made, yesterday was Ash Wednesday, so we had tortellini with asparagus, lemon, dill, kind of all tossed together. It was really, really tasty, and we have like 1 serving left over, so I wonder if he'd be horribly offended to have that tonight instead of tomorrow for lunch. But I love this hat. I'm doing it in the Universal version of the Go Team, the Universal Yarns version of it in blue and yellow. I know that's not where I left off, but oh well. We'll roll with it. But I did try these on Tater Tot, and this one was a little bit big on him. This one fit, but this one, it's got a ridiculous amount of stretch in the hat because it's worked sideways. And with the brim, you can pretty much decide how long you want it to be. So it's a perfect kid's hat because it fits a small adult head and how far it stretches. It's a little short for me if I stretch it over my head. I've got a fairly small head, smaller end of normal. But you can pull the cuff up on it real high for a smaller kid, real low for a larger kid. So it's a wonderful kid's hat. But I am going to try this in black light when I use up what I already have downstairs. Just because I want to see how it works. I've also got some of the banana berry or whatever it is, the blue and yellow Super Saver. And finally, and things that Carrie has been messing with, I thought it was so funny when I saw Carla sent me stitch markers, because nobody else has sent me stitch markers. I made some last night. So I found these little pom-pom charms at Hobby Lobby. Do this way. And they're in various colors. I mean, I've got all kinds of them. But I took one card of them because they were 50% off and put them on the ear wire. And I took the other card and made more like Progress Keeper style stitch markers out of them. And I pretty much was just like whipping these out real quick because they were easy. And it took me like an hour maybe to... The hardest part was getting all of these off the cards. But I did pull out my beading box because I knew I had some charms in there that I wasn't going to use for bracelets. I don't really make jewelry anymore. I went through a phase for like 3 years where I was making a lot of jewelry. I just haven't been making that much. This was part of the old retro line. All the orange plastic pieces, they were part of the old retro line that Hobby Lobby used to carry. I got some roses. These actually came already on the hook. All I did was take these off. I didn't actually make these. And then, oh my goodness, you guys, these were so cute. These charms were on clearance for about 75 cents, I think. But we have a little ceramic owl. My favorite, the little ceramic elephant. A toucan. I'm not sure if he's showing up. Hopefully that showed up because he's cute. And a butterfly. And this whole thing got... Oh, I forgot. So I have some like other little orange pieces like this. They were all part of a big group, but they're not that exciting to look at. This was an old part of the retro collection. This is like they did it by decades, and it was like charms from the 80s, 70s, 60s. This was one of those. And I just had one. I had 4 because I had intended to make a pair of earrings, and then I thought somebody else might like them and want a pair of earrings too. I'm not sure what happened to the other 3, to be honest. But the other thing I found... These were also on clearance. But these flat alphabet charms. I'm not that bad about not storing my hook with my project, but I frequently lose my hooks out of my projects. So I made a set of alpha charms to hook on my crochet projects. Obviously, with knitting needles, it's not such a big deal because if you lose it, your project's sunk anyway, but crochet hooks, I'm really bad at. And I'm not sure why. Like, it really doesn't make sense to me why my hooks would vanish out of a project that much, but... So I've got them in a little tub there. Everything all together. I got the Swarovski bracelet kit because I was actually thinking for Christmas from Joann's when they went on clearance for $2.99. Yeah, I bought one of those. They kept saying they were out of stock. They weren't. They were just hiding in the back, and everybody was being lazy, and I won't go get them. But yeah, so I bought one of those because I thought they'd make really cute stitch markers to begin with, or progress keepers to begin with, and they were already on hooks. I just hooked them on the bracelet, stuck them in my kit. So those have been sitting there. So I'm actually going to take the Christmas charms off, put those in the box, and I'm going to put the alphas on there. And I'm going to put it in the case that the Darren Moore case that I keep, or Denmore, or whatever it is, It's the one Krista recommends. Mine's gray with polka dots. Got it off Amazon. Perfect for my Amore hooks, but I'll slip that bracelet in there, and that way all of those are together and I can just start tagging projects. I also got some of the white alphas, and I actually found some white numbers, plastic number beads, to mark my knitting projects. But those are going to be a little bit more work to make those charms, because I'm going to have to turn those into charms. So, on the list of things to do eventually, but not today. I had planned on, if it hadn't been for me starting the stash reorganization project last Tuesday, planned on filming Thursday. Oops. Lost a ball of yarn. To show you my ice and my Premier packages, but the long and short of it is the Saver and the Favorite feel identical, except the Favorite is thinner. They're both worsted weight, but the Favorite feels more like Vanna's Choice, maybe, next to like Favorite is like the same size as Super Saver, Red Heart Super Saver, but the texture of them are unlike anything from the big box stores. The texture of the acrylic yarn is more like the old, I think it was Bravo worsted from Knit Picks. But I literally, as I was going through my room, like touching all of my acrylic yarns, trying to find one that was similar. And the Knit Picks one was as similar as I could find. Nothing else quite has the same texture. So if you were thinking that they were the same, they aren't. Sorry, I gotta get this out of my way so I can stretch my leg out. It's going numb and it kind of hurts. It's that prickly kind of numb. It is very much unlike anything big box standard. Not to say that there haven't been yarns like it, but it's not like anything that's on the market right now or in the recent years. It does have a different texture to it. If you've used the Helado Gelato Big Scoop from Lion Brand, it's similar, kinda. It's not quite the same texture as those and the Ice Magic Baby and stuff, or Ice Magic. It's a little bit different, but very similar. So if you've used those from Lion Brand, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It's smooth, it's fluffy, it's nice. But I got a couple of those, enough to make a project of each type. The two are definitely different. One is a lighter worsted weight, or a lighter size 4, and one is definitely a heavier size 4. So like I said, it's like Vanna's Choice versus Red Heart Super Saver. They're slightly different weights, but the texture is the same for both of them. For the Premier, I got nothing overly exciting. I did buy, when they ran their sale on Candy Shop, I did stock up on Candy Shop like I threatened to do. I really like the way that works up, and I love the stranded color change. I don't think there's a whole lot more in Carrie's business. Oh, I got the Aldi kits. I know, I'm sorry, I can't remember the order that your channel name goes in, but it's Cozy Crochet of some form, and it's Rachel. She's also the one I'd mentioned before. She's doing the Jimmy Bean Wool crochet kit and actually making the poof. She got the crocheted ones. Ross, the Smells Like Yarn podcast, got the knit ones. I got all 4. Mine were on sale for $2.99. They had been marked down again, so I did get those. I don't think I bought anything else. I have washed fabric, but I haven't ironed it or anything, to make a tote bag. I want to do a tote with a drawstring cover on it that domes over your yarn and project. So I've got enough of 2 to make that. Then I want to do 2. I'm not sure if I want to do 2 wedges or 2 drawstring, like just standard drawstring bags. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. I also consider doing the box zipper bag, like the toiletry bag. I don't know. That about wraps it up, I think. Check out Rachel's channel. Check out Beth's channel. I did mention Beth at the beginning, right? Heaven's Peacemaker. I think I did. Too many interruptions. Like I said, I've since the moment I got up, I haven't had a moment. Even this got interrupted with a phone call. The last time I got phone calls, doorbell rings, painters making noise, cats trying to eat cheesecloth. Oh, you can see the third bookcase a little bit over here. This is my shelf with all my Christmas fabrics, my blacks. This has orange and green. So I'm not sure why orange. Oh, it's because I had so few yellows and so little space here. It didn't quite regibiv, but oh, my husband's home. I just heard the door close. I need to find a better way to start signing these off. Check out Rachel's channel. Check out Beth's channel. Links will be down below. Oh, hashtags. If you're on Instagram, I have been using, I think it's Great Stash Down 2019, but it could be The Great Stash Down 2019. If you're using, if you're like me and trying to use up your stash this year, join me in using the hashtag. That's the hashtag I've been using. Yep, that was my husband. And I do also use the hashtag Happy Crafty Homemaker. So if you want to make sure I see something, that would be a good way to do it. Or you can always just, hey Carrie, look at this. I did get my name changed down below. Finally got that fixed. I had to separate. I had to take my normal email address off as being the secondary email address to this account. That's how I was able to finally get those to separate and it take the Happy Crafty Homemaker that I typed in as my name. But Christy made sure I checked. Christy over at Christy's Corner booth sent me a message to make sure I knew that that's normally how you do it. When I went in to change that though and make sure that it kept re-pulling Carrie Penny over and over again. And it was pulling it because everything secondary on this account was my private account stuff. So I was able to separate. When I checked that, that was wrong. So I was able to fix that, separate the 2 accounts. So now they're completely separate. Secondary email address and everything is completely different now. I swear. So I can finally use my Happy Crafty Homemaker name down there. I think that's about it, you guys. Thank you, Carla. I like my present. I love these stitch markers. I think coffee will be added to the hats that I'm working on right now, just to make me happy. Because it's awfully cute. I have not had time to work on my frost shawl at all. Oh! I forgot to finish the object, you guys. Even with my notebook up here. I got my next 2 blocks for the unraveled mitten done. That's the sedge stitch. And I can't remember the name of this one. But both of these would make the most amazing blankets on their own. This one looks so familiar and I can't remember if my grandmother made a blanket for my mom using the stitch. Or if it's one she had that she kept in her closet and like I just saw it. Or if it's one of the baby blankets I have that were, or the baby blanket that was mine. This one, yeah, I really, I've made no bones about the fact I really love the lemon peel stitch recently, the last like year. And that's what this kind of reminds me of, like, that's micro texture and this is macro texture. I love the way this feels. This also might need to become a dishcloth because that with the cotton would make a nice scrubby scrub. So I did get these done over the weekend. I was very proud. I finally got caught up. So now we've got all 4 colors have been used once: blue, yellow, green, brown. So we'll be coming back to blue with next week's clue. So I'm kind of excited. So it's next week, right? Oh. Allergy brains. I gave a couple shout outs. I have a whole list of shout outs that I left downstairs, and I'm really sorry, you guys. Oh, Sharon Graham. I cannot remember her channel name. It's something corner, crochet corner, Sharon's crochet corner, something like that. She is an amazing commenter. She's been stalking a lot of us over the years. But at least since I've been on YouTube, she's been stalking all of us. I don't know how long she stalked everybody else. But she is absolutely sweet and wonderful. Go check out her channel. That's down below. Beth, Rachel, Sharon. There's another one. Anyway. All my tags are down below. I've got the video Pippin and the video with the dishcloths tagged onto this. I hope you guys are having a better time with the allergies than I am. And I know it's going to get like super cold and then everything's going to die off. And then we're going to have to deal with this all over again when it warms up again. When the plants get caught back up again. Every year when we do the early warm, I end up with the longest allergy seasons. Anywho, I hope you guys take care. I will try to do a flash your stash video this weekend, hopefully, God willing. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Hey guys, so this is probably not going to go very well, but I've only got one shot at showing these to you because I'm taking all the dishcloths I made so far to my Bible study group and letting the women take some, so I don't know what I'm going to come home with, but these are the ones that I finished this week. These are actually the same cloth, except I ran out of blue, and I did the crab stitch on the edge instead of the double layered chain stitch. This is the other blue. This was crocheted, and I think this is lemon peel stitch. And then this is the large size Harris dishcloth done with the Knit Picks Dishy in Cabin, I think. Hopefully I'll remember to put everything in the description box below. If not, all of these are on my Ravelry page. So see you guys later.